Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Adding a bit of emotional depth and dramatic flair while staying grounded in the tone of the chase's audience reaction and the tension of game shows. One against the Governess. Annabelle stood under the unforgiving glare of the studio lights, a solitary figure in the final chase. Her teammates, Bainish, Tash and Omar, had fallen one by one, casualties of the Governess' ruthless efficiency. Now, with £80,000 on the line, she was alone, but not afraid. Bradley Walsh, always the cheeky anchor of calm in a storm of trivia, flashed her a supportive smile. Right, Annabelle, you've got a head start of one. Let's see how many you can add to that. The clock began. For 2 grueling minutes, question after question came at her like bullets. She ducked, weaved, and countered with speed and precision. Who composed the 4 seasons? Vivaldi. What's the capital of Slovakia? Bratislava. Which fashion item might feature diamond grills? Neck. Bradley winced. Teeth. The clock kept ticking. 20 right answers. 20. Even Bradley's grin cracked into stunned admiration. That was unbelievable, he murmured, the awe in his voice genuine. Some teams don't get that many between 4 of them. But admiration wouldn't win her the money. That was up to Anne Hegarty, the Governess, who now stepped up to the podium with cool, clinical calm. The chase was on. 2 minutes, 20 steps to catch. It felt like a mountain. But the Governess had scaled many before. Viewers watched with bated breath. At home, Twitter exploded. Come on, Annabelle. One user wrote, "She deserves it." Another posted. For a moment, the entire nation seemed united behind this unknown young woman who had dared to take on a titan, and almost won. Anne answered flawlessly, every question thrown her way, trapped, turned, conquered. The seconds slipped away. With just 5 seconds remaining, she answered the final question. The studio went silent. Then the klaxon sounded. Game over. Annabelle had lost. Bradley exhaled heavily. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Annabelle smiled bravely, blinking quickly. It's all right. It was a good run. Anne approached her, not with the cold detachment of a victorious chaser, but with the respect of a general meeting an equal. You were not only good, she said, but quick. That's how you got a target like that. Extremely well done. The studio applauded, but it felt hollow. Back home, the fans were fuming. She was robbed. One viewer wrote, "That money should have been hers," another insisted. Even calls for a rule change echoed across social media. There should be an exemption for solo players who get 20. She beat 3/4 of the show. Some suggested Anne should have thrown it. Like the celebrity editions, where chasers sometimes show mercy. But that wasn't the chase. That wasn't Anne. Still, the question lingered. Where's the line between fairness and heart? No one could deny Annabelle earned her moment. The rules were the rules, sure. But rules are made by people. And people were now asking, was it time to change them? Days after the episode aired, ITV reported record-breaking tweets and engagement. Annabelle's name trended. Petitions started. Even Anne Hegarty commented in an interview, "She was one of the best solo players I've ever faced. If anyone made a case for an exception, it was her." Annabelle herself remained humble. "It's a game. I knew that going in," she told a morning talk show. "Would I have loved to win? Of course. But I'll take the experience and the praise from Anne as something no one can take away." But for millions of viewers, her loss still felt like a win stolen by technicality. And maybe, just maybe, the chase would never quite be the same again. Would you like a follow-up version from the chaser's perspective, or a social media reaction thread?